I can understand, but I can't speak. If you've ever said that, you're not alone, and no, it's not your fault. Most people spend years learning English and still freeze when they have to speak. Why? Because understanding and speaking are two completely different skills. You can recognize every word in a movie, but still panic when someone asks, "How are you?" That's because you trained your ears, but not your voice. In this video, I'll show you how to finally unlock your voice using simple, powerful methods. You'll learn how to train your brain to think in English, build real-world English vocabulary, and speak English with more confidence, even if you're starting from zero. And no, you won't need to travel or take expensive classes. This video will help you practice your English in a fun and natural way, improving your listening skills. I suggest using the shadowing technique. Repeat the words along with me. First, just listen to the story. Try to feel the emotions and understand the situation. Then go back, pause after each sentence, and repeat it out loud. Match the rhythm. This will help your pronunciation and fluency grow. Almost like you're having a real conversation with me. Ready? 1. Understanding isn't speaking. I used to feel proud when I understood movies or podcasts in English. I could follow the story, laugh at jokes, and even explain the main idea in my native language. But when someone looked at me and said, "Now your turn, speak English," I froze. Nothing came out. I felt stuck. That's when I learned something important. Understanding English is one skill, but speaking it is a whole different game. It's like watching someone cook and thinking you can do it until you burn the rice. Speaking takes practice, not just knowledge. It's about training your brain and your mouth to work together. You need to build rhythm, confidence, and quick thinking. That's why I started using short sentences from my English vocabulary every day. I said things like, "I need water," or "It's a sunny day" out loud, just to warm up. It felt silly at first, but it worked. And the more I practiced, the easier it became to actually speak English without fear. But I'll be honest, there was one habit that made speaking harder than it needed to be. 2. Avoid mental translation. One big mistake I used to make was trying to translate everything in my head. I'd hear a question in English, translate it to my language, think of an answer, and then translate it back. By the time I opened my mouth, the moment was gone. Speaking doesn't work like that. You don't have time to play translator in your brain. To speak English fluently, you need to think in English too. That means making English part of your daily routine, not just your study time. So I started doing small things to train my brain, like naming objects around me in English. I'd wake up and say window, pillow, sunlight. During lunch, I'd say fork, plate, water. It sounds simple, but it works. I also began using apps in English, setting my phone language to English, and even talking to myself when cooking. These small habits helped me build my English vocabulary and stop depending on translation. And as my thoughts became more English-friendly, something surprising started to happen. 3. Immersion builds fluency. One of the biggest changes in my learning happened when I stopped treating English like a school subject and started living with it. I surrounded myself with English everywhere: music, movies, podcasts, even social media. My brain began to recognize patterns, phrases, and expressions naturally. It was like building a mental shelf full of ready-to-use sentences. I didn't have to translate, I just spoke. Immersion helped me speak faster with more confidence. And yes, it also expanded my English vocabulary without feeling like study. I remember listening to a cooking video in English and realizing I had learned words like chop, boil, and stir without even trying. That's the beauty of immersion. It teaches you through experience, not just theory. I started using YouTube to follow workouts in English, watching vlogs, and even changing my phone settings. Little by little, I was thinking in English, reacting in English, and starting to speak English more fluently. But even with all this progress, there was still something that made me feel small and nervous every time I opened my mouth. For fear of mistakes, for a long time, I was afraid to speak English because I didn't want to make mistakes. I thought people would laugh or judge me. So I stayed quiet, even when I knew the right words. But guess what? That fear held me back more than any grammar rule ever could. One day, a teacher told me, even native speakers make mistakes. And that hit me. I realized that every mistake is a step forward, not a failure. Mistakes are proof that I'm trying, and that's powerful. Now, I speak even when I'm unsure. I say things wrong sometimes, and then I laugh and try again. The fear didn't disappear, but I stopped letting it control me. The more I use my English vocabulary, the more confident I feel. I remind myself that every single sentence, right or wrong, is part of my progress. If I waited to speak perfectly, I'd never speak at all. And the truth is, once I accepted this mindset, I felt free to try new things, and that's when I found techniques that truly helped me grow. 5. Practice techniques. After accepting my fear of mistakes, I knew I needed real tools to improve. That's when I found practice techniques that changed everything. The first one was shadowing. I listened to short videos in English and repeated the sentences out loud. Same speed, same rhythm. At first, it felt strange, like I was copying someone. But soon, my pronunciation improved and my words came out faster. It helped me speak English more naturally, like I wasn't overthinking every syllable. It became part of my daily routine. Another technique I love is recording myself. I talk about my day, say what I'm doing, or describe something I see. Later, I listen and check how it sounds. Sometimes I laugh, sometimes I'm proud, but I always learn. I also break long sentences into small pieces, which is called chunking. It helps me feel in control and speak clearly. With these simple habits, I don't just learn English vocabulary, I actually use it. And using it every day is what truly builds confidence, especially when you focus on the little phrases that carry big power. 6. Everyday phrases matter. When I started learning English, I wanted to know big words and long sentences. But I soon realized that simple phrases are the real heroes. Words like "How are you?" "Can I help you?" "Thank you." And "I don't understand" helped me survive real conversations. These phrases became my safety net. They gave me confidence when I needed it most. And the best part? They're easy to remember and use every day. This is where my English vocabulary truly began to grow. I practiced these small expressions out loud while doing daily tasks, making coffee, walking to the store, or brushing my teeth. I'd say, "Good morning, let's go," or "I like this." It felt natural, and over time, my mouth and brain worked faster together. The more I said them, the easier it was to speak English without thinking too hard. These simple words became the foundation for bigger conversations. And once I felt comfortable with these basics, I started exploring new ways to practice, even without leaving my house. 7. Utilize technology. Technology became one of my best friends in this journey. I started using language exchange apps where I could chat with real people from around the world. No pressure, just friendly conversations. Some days I sent voice messages. Other days we played games or talked about our favorite foods. It was a fun and natural way to speak English. I also joined online groups on Facebook and Telegram where learners shared tips and encouraged each other. That community spirit made a big difference. I didn't need to travel or take expensive classes to practice. I used my phone like a classroom in my pocket. I followed English teachers on Instagram, watched short reels, and listened to podcasts while cooking. Even 10 minutes a day helped me grow my English vocabulary. Technology gave me access to real voices, accents, and expressions. And little by little, It helped me feel part of a world where English wasn't just a subject, it was something I could live and enjoy. But to truly speak well, I had to understand how my brain works too. 8. Brain and speech. One thing that surprised me was learning how the brain works with language. There's a part called Broca's area. It controls how we produce speech. So even if I understand English perfectly, that part of my brain doesn't get fully activated unless I speak English out loud. That's why reading and listening aren't enough. I had to train my brain to connect thoughts to speech. Like a muscle, it only grows when used. And that's when I realized the importance of speaking every single day. So I started small. I talked to myself while cooking or walking. I described what I was doing. I am washing the dishes. Now I am opening the window. These simple sentences activated the right part of my brain. It helped me move from understanding to speaking. Every time I spoke out loud, even alone, I was training my brain and building stronger connections. And as I noticed this progress, I learned something else even more powerful: how much my mindset influenced everything. 9. Mindset is key. I used to think that learning English was just about memorizing words and grammar rules. But the truth is, my mindset changed everything. When I started to believe that I could improve, even slowly, I stopped feeling frustrated. I gave myself permission to make mistakes, to learn at my own pace. I stopped comparing myself to others. Instead, I focused on one goal: to speak English a little better than yesterday. That shift gave me more motivation than any textbook ever could. I also set small goals that felt real, like learning 5 new words a day or speaking for 2 minutes without stopping. These small wins helped me stay on track. I celebrated progress, not perfection. I reminded myself that every word I used, every time I practiced, I was building my English vocabulary and my confidence. And once I started thinking this way, I felt unstoppable. That's when I learned the power of celebrating even the tiniest victories. 10. Celebrate small wins. Every time I said a sentence in English, even a short one, I clapped for myself inside. I used to wait for big moments to feel proud, like passing a test or finishing a course. But now I celebrate small wins. Saying good morning to a neighbor in English? Win. Watching a video and understanding the main idea? Win. Writing a short message without Google Translate? Huge win. These moments may seem small, but they build a strong foundation to speak English with confidence. I even created a little journal where I write down my victories. One day I wrote, "Today I ordered coffee in English and didn't panic." Another day, I used a new word from my English vocabulary list in a real conversation. These notes remind me how far I've come, especially on days when I feel stuck. Celebrating small steps helps me stay positive and focused. And when I feel good, I keep going. But I also discovered something powerful. Having people around me makes the journey even better. 11. Build a community. Learning to speak English doesn't have to be a lonely road. One of the best decisions I made was joining a community of other learners. We didn't speak perfectly, and that was the beauty of it. We helped each other, corrected gently, and celebrated each small win together. Being part of a group gave me confidence and motivation. I realized I wasn't the only one making mistakes, and that made me feel safe to keep going. It also helped me stay consistent with my daily routine. We shared funny stories, practiced phrases together, and even challenged each other with new English vocabulary every week. Some of us met online, others at local language meetups. The best part? We built friendships through learning. And when you feel supported, learning becomes something joyful, not something you have to do, but something you want to do. And the more I practiced with my community, the more grateful I felt for every opportunity to grow and speak, even on the tough days. 12. Practice gratitude. There were days when I felt tired or slow in my progress. But then I reminded myself, I have time, internet, free resources, and a healthy mind to learn. That's when I started practicing gratitude. Instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, I said, I'm thankful I get to try again today. Gratitude changed my energy. It made me see every chance to speak English as a gift, not a chore. And the more grateful I felt, the more open I was to learning from mistakes and celebrating the little things. I began ending each day by writing down one thing I was thankful for, like a word I learned, a sentence I spoke, or just the courage to keep going. This habit helped me stay positive, even during hard weeks. It made me value my journey and stop focusing only on the result. Gratitude keeps my heart light and my mind strong. And when your heart and mind are working together, your English vocabulary grows with joy. So now, every word I say feels like a small thank you to the journey itself. Now, let me ask you something. What are you going to do with everything you've just learned? Are you going to let it sit in your mind, or are you going to speak it into life? Because here's the truth. Understanding isn't enough. If you want to speak English, you need to move your mouth, make mistakes, laugh at yourself, and keep going. The words are already inside you. Now it's time to let them out. What's one small action you can take today? Can you repeat one phrase from this video out loud? Can you record your voice? Can you say one thing in English to yourself in the mirror? Don't wait for perfect. Just start. Celebrate that one step. Comment below and tell me what you're going to try, because your voice matters and I'd love to hear from you. And hey, if this video helped you, imagine what the next ones will bring. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new way to grow, learn, and speak with more confidence. You've got this.